how do I protect my daughter, but not end up in that situation where I make her run. And it's all regarding a boy.
Oh,
That's a
God.
new interest that has a troubled past. So I don't have all the details yet.
How old is this boy?
So he is 17, she is 15.
Okay, who absolutely cares what the details are?
Well, I kind of do, but because I think it speaks to his character, and the picture that's being painted to me is that he's in trouble because he was protecting someone. But you don't get arrested unless you did something wrong, right? So in my mind, I've already got a mismatch of what her perception is and what is actually happening.
So he has a criminal background?
So yeah, just recently he was arrested, and he's been on an ankle monitor since. And this week he's supposed to be off the ankle monitor and then supposedly going to have probation.
And all of your intel, if you will, is from a 15-year-old via a 17-year-old.
Yeah. So I've already told her that I need to sit down and have a conversation with him.
Wait, why? Why, Mary? Why? Let me put it this way. My daughter would not be dating a boy with an ankle monitor, period. And I actually teach my son to stand up for people. And so if my son is out somewhere and there's somebody out on the margins and they're in an unsafe situation or somebody's trying to hurt them, I have taught and trained my son to intervene. And if he gets arrested and goes to jail and has a criminal record and is wearing an ankle monitor, I will also teach him that the 15-year-old girl he's dating is going to need to take a break for a bit. I'm not sitting down with a minor, with a 17-year-old who's about to be 18 and trying to get the facts. Because you know what 17-year-olds who want to hook up with 15-year-olds do? They just make up whatever story that is going to be most advantageous to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, this is like a scorched earth thing for me.
Yeah.
Because here's why. You'll be testing the test here is your daughter. This isn't hypothetical. If he spins you some story that's amazing and you feel compassion and moved and he's getting rigged by the system, whether he's telling the truth or not, that's the test there for a guy that just got arrested and is being prosecuted for assault is your daughter. I'm not taking that risk. Not a 15-year-old. When she's 18, she can do what she wants to. But are you heartbroken about breaking her heart again?
I just have not personally experienced, but I've always had this fear because she's had a hard life with her dad and she's threatened and, all these things about, moving away and no one loves her and all of these things. And so it's just like this big, like if I forbid this, then that's going to give her a reason to run away from me. And I feel like I'm the only one that can protect her right now.
Yeah, but the stakes are too high. I would much rather my 15-year-old not like me than cross my fingers and hope that a convicted 17-year-old makes good choices.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fallacy here, yes, if you cut off a child, and I've had episodes of the show where I kind of go after dads especially. I'm taking her phone, I'm cutting her off, she can't do anything. So basically you starve a child who's desperate for connection from oxygen, right?
Right.
That's a terrible idea. You're right. They will claw through the walls to get out of your house so they can breathe, with connection being their breath, right? And if you have a young daughter whose dad has been absent or abusive or treated their mother like crap or been highly critical, then yes, she's going to go find the nearest warm-bodied male that says, I love you.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what I fear she's doing, right? She's blinded by the fact that this boy has strong feelings for her, and she thinks, oh, this is it. This is the guy who's going to love me no matter what, right?
Totally get that.
Yeah.
And what I want you to do is I want you to think about 25-year-old her, who's holding a toddler and is not in school or didn't go to school because she couldn't, who looks at you and says, why did you let me run amok when I was 15? Because I'd get mad at you? Now listen, I got a 14-year-old. I'm not saying this is easy. It's a nightmare. I hate it. Right? And I don't have near the challenges you have. I just know the nights after we have hard conversations about something I'm drawing a hard line on, man. I know what it costs my kid. I hate it. In your case, the false dichotomy is it's either I let her cross my fingers and let her I give this 17-year-old a stern talking to, and then I let my daughter out with the wolves, which, by the way, let's just do the math. I don't know what the age of consent is in Nevada, but what is he, 8 months away from being 18, and this is illegal?
Yeah, it will technically be illegal for a few months.
It will be. And if he's got pictures of her on his phone right now, you get what I'm saying? This is a mess waiting to happen. But let's back all the way up. If you keep her from a rattlesnake, if you keep her from getting hurt, you have to backfill that connection.
Right.
And that's exhausting. You don't have time. You probably have to work another job now because you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay bills post-divorce. I'm not saying this is easy. It's a nightmare. But this is your mother moving in with you for a season. This is y'all finding an aunt or your sister. We'll do whatever we got to do because we got about 3 years, maybe 2. We can do anything for 2 or 3 years. But we're going to go to breakfast once a week. We're going to have dinner. I'm going to be obnoxious. I'm going to take your phone if I got to do that. You're not having a car. I'm going to do these things. And a 16-year-old can run away. They can. There's not a lot we can do. We can call the police and get them back and yada, yada. But it's a tough season. And the research says divorce on 15-year-old kids, on early teens, is really impactful. Not to mention the father figure she's grown up seeing. It's just hard. But I guess what I'm trying to present to you is I get how trapped you feel. And this is the time to wrap your arms around that girl and say, I can't let you do this. Can I give you some tips on connection points?
Yeah.
She's 15. She's seen a lot of life. This is when you sit down and say, here's what happened to me when I was 15. This is what happened to me when I was 18. And that's when she sees her mother as a person, not as this overlord. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And since I moved out and everything, we've had a lot of those conversations, right? I mean, it's actually, in many ways, improved my relationships with them, my daughters.
Absolutely is. And I think it gives you a little sliver of credibility to say, hey, I can't. If he defended somebody and he got arrested and got convicted and whatever, then I'll salute him. But I'm not gonna. You can't go out with a 17-year-old with an ankle monitor on. We're just not gonna have that. We're not gonna have that story. When you're 18, you can do what you want to do, unless you're still living at my house, eating my food, or I'm still paying your tuition.
Right.
This isn't about control. This is about safety. And I know I can't imagine being in your seat when you made a hard call to value your dignity and your character, to leave this guy who's cheating on you and rubbing your nose in misery. And they blame you for blowing up the house, or at least he does. And I get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you want to do is to, man, have one of your kids mad at you again. I hate you. I'm leaving here. Nobody loves me. He's the only one who loves me. Dude, I get that. I guess the hard line I draw is like this is when she needs a boundary. She needs love. She needs connection. She needs a tight, tight squeeze more than ever. More than ever. And as parents, like globally, but especially in the United States, we have to learn to be okay with teenagers who don't like us. We have to be okay with that. You're a good mom for modeling to her what it's like to have dignity and respect for yourself when your husband tries to take it from you. I applaud you. And I also know the road ahead of you is very difficult. I also applaud you for being honest and open and beginning to show these young girls like, hey, I was a young girl too. And I've been hurt. And I found myself in crummy situations and I'm drawing the line here. And that's when your extra connection has to begin. We're going to have breakfast every week. We're going to go on a date once a week. You and I are going to have to keep a joint journal together. You and I are going to go for walks every day. You and I are going to start going to the gym or yoga or something together. I'm going to double down on connection. She's going to hate it and be mad. I can't believe this. I don't want to go. And then she's going to wake up and be 18 and exhale and say, thank God my mom came and got me. You're a good, good mom, Mary. Thank you for loving these girls. And thank you for having a radar that went up. Ain't no 17-year-old boy with an ankle monitor dating my daughter. And I know that sounds old and paternalistic, and I simply don't care.